Build One South Africa leader Mmusi Maimane is outside the IEC offices in Centurion this morning to make some kind of announcement about the future of his party. This follows the Constitutional Court's ruling not to entertain an urgent application to challenge the signature requirements for new entrants ahead of this year's elections. Natasha Phiri is our reporter live to us on the story. She joins us from just where the briefing is about to take place. And Natasha, there's been all kinds of conjecture and speculation about what Bosa might be saying today.
Well, thank you so much, Ayana. Before I get to the speculations, I'd just like to welcome you to the SABC. I know I may be a little too late, but welcome to the family. And just talking about that speculation, I mean, we saw yesterday on social media, on X specifically, people saying and wondering if Mmusi Maimane had actually made the signature requirements. But if I'll just ask my colleague Ronewa to actually show you the boxes here, the submission boxes, and you, the viewers, will be the judge. Remember, tomorrow is the last day for various political parties and independent candidates to submit their various signatures, their deposits and their candidate lists to the IEC. And as you can see, judging by the boxes, it seems as if Mmusi Maimane Bosa has actually made it. In Gauteng, if you're going to contest in the elections in Gauteng, you'd need about 13,890 signatures. In a province like the Northern Cape, you need 10,271 signatures. And of course, signatures aren't the only thing that's needed for tomorrow's submission. You also need the deposits. If I'll just quickly take you through that number of deposits before we speak to our guests. If you're going to be contesting in the National Assembly and in all the 9 regions, various political parties need to deposit 300,000 to the IEC. If any political party will be contesting for provincial legislature, will need about 50,000. And of course, if a political party that will be contesting the compensatory seats in the National Assembly and at least one region, you'll need 225,000, and an additional regional seat is 25,000. So I'm actually joined by the Deputy President of Bosa, which is Nobuntu Hlazo Webster right now. Sis Nobuntu, well, you've got everybody's tongue wagging. Last night on social media, people speculating, Bosa won't make it. But judging by the boxes, you guys are going to make your submissions straight after this briefing. Why all this drama? Why would you say?
I don't understand. There has been no drama. We simply said we have an announcement about the future of Bosa. We still do. We will start our media briefing in a few minutes, as you're aware, and we'll make the announcement. There's no drama, but we are in a different election season to what we've seen in the past in South Africa. We have the Electoral Amendment Act, which meant that there were different kinds of hurdles I'll put. There were different kinds of hoops to jump through. It makes it different. We are in a different political environment. It is a watershed moment for South Africa, and so contesting becomes something that is news. And I think that's why it has been news. It is because that's the climate and that's the environment that we are in at the moment.
And you talk about those hurdles. One of those hurdles to some other political party like Change Starts Now was the Constitutional Court, saying that it won't entertain the application to challenge the signature requirements. Of course, we know that Change Starts Now have bowed out of the game. They won't be contesting the 2024 elections. Bosa seems as if it will. You're going to submit. I assume everything is in order. You've got all your candidates or submissions. You've got your signatures in all provinces.
What I will say is that, there are the IEC hurdles, as we've referred to them as, and the reality is that it is still an issue. The Electoral Amendment Act makes it difficult still, even for independent candidates and for new entrants into new parties that are new entrants. That remains an issue, and that is something that we can't leave. That is something that we still have to pursue. We are challenging the Parliament. We are challenging the IEC. We're challenging government on the issue of the Electoral Amendment Act, and we'll continue to do that. We will continue to do that because it is about democracy. It is about participation in democracy. It is about making sure that that is free, that is fair, and that there aren't impediments to people, to citizens, to South Africans participating in democracy and putting their hands up to serve this country.
I see Mmusi Maimane walking through. Just one last question. I mean, tell us about the challenges that you had in getting the signatures. I assume everything is in order in terms of the deposits. You've paid everything out, but I mean, how difficult was it, or how easy was it to actually get a signature from an ordinary layman's person, Esraten?
I mean, we will announce whether everything is in order just now. But what I will tell you is that, first of all, voter education had not taken place, so people didn't know what was going on. Fortunately for us, we do have a name with communities, and communities have in other ways been giving us a mandate ever since we launched a year and a half ago to be able to run and to contest in elections. So it wasn't difficult in that sense, but what was difficult is that there has been no voter education, and we actually had to educate people about what is going on.
But is that not also the duty of political parties, despite the IEC as well?
It is the duty of political parties, but it is significantly the duty of the IEC. It is part of the mandate of the IEC to be able to do voter education. And so for that, to realize how little to none of that has taken place actually is a concern, and it becomes a concern not only for this process that has happened now, but it is a concern even as we go into elections. How much voter education has happened? There are changes. There's an extra ballot paper. Do people know about that? Do they understand what they are voting for? So, we continue to challenge the IEC on voter education. We continue to challenge the Electoral Amendment Act, because at the end of the day, we want a true democracy in this country.
Asnoluti, thank you so much. Well, Ayanda, the stage is set for Bosa to actually brief the media just across the road from the IEC in terms of the submissions that they will be making. So before those submissions, of course, they will be engaging with us, members of the media, then shortly go into the offices of the IEC, make their submissions before tomorrow's 5 p.m. deadline. Some of the political parties that have made their submissions so far, that have confirmed to SABC are FF Plus, Action SA, and of course Rise Mzansi. Of course, the briefing will be starting shortly. I see Mmusi Maimane is all set right next to me, and I implore you to stay tuned to SABC News